Hey everybody, it is Shelly Show. This is Single on a Saturday Night / Urban Expressions right here at TGI Fridays, 4000 City Ave. We're doing something a little different today. We are doing an impromptu Single on a Saturday night just for an opportunity to talk to you and we're doing a mentoring moment so everybody has a chance to talk to Darrin Henson. So, Darrin Henson, how are you?
I'm good. It's good to be here with you.
So what brings you to Philadelphia?
Well, right now I'm on a promotional book tour of my new book, which is called Pregnant with Thoughts. And, I had to slide through Philly.
Absolutely. Pregnant with Thoughts. Listen, I saw originally when he texted me the cover, I said, oh, wow, that's pretty controversial. You see him with the belly. What inspired you to do that?
Well, really, it really is biblical. And it's shocking, clearly, the cover to see any man, with a pregnant belly. But the book is called Pregnant with Thoughts, and it was written and designed to assist people, and it's based upon the law of attraction. And, birth, look, it's the beginning and it's the ending of something. It's the end of carrying and it's delivering. So, the number 9 being the number of woman and a pregnant number, again, beginning and endings, which most of us are going through. Like people in 2018 are always talking about, this is my year, it's a new year, resolutions, I can feel the energy change. Well, that means the old ways have gone and now you have new ways that are being ushered in. That's what this book is about. So it's designed to assist people so they can help themselves.
Absolutely, we all need help. I am definitely in a transitional season in my life, which is why we're here doing it this way. This is one of your friends right here, Stormy Weatherz, actually your friend, and I actually surprised him with all of this. Like, hey, let's go. You have any questions?
Once again, I want to welcome the brother Darrin Henson to Single on a Saturday Night Urban Expressions. Most use the term being woke. That's the term now for being raising your consciousness, transitioning into a higher mental state of being woke. What is it about that ideal of being woke that is what you want to present and push out for others that may not know you in that capacity, that may only know you from the choreography, that may only know you from soul food and from the movies? What is this aspect of your life that you want people to ascertain about you and about themselves going forward?
Well, really, it's about ascension. It's about growth. And it's about staying aware and awake of knowing that you're unfolding. Things are always working out for you. Not things are working out. Things are always working out for you means present tense. So a lot of the times people focus on the blessings. They go, oh, I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. But they want the blessing without the lesson. And every blessing is going to bring a lesson. And not every lesson is easy, you see? So it's kind of like wanting to be wealthy without having to do the work, right? So if we take a seed, we know that the seed, within the DNA of the seed, it has everything it needs to create that apple tree. And then the apple tree produces the apples, which gives us sustenance. But within that little seed holds all that information. It's the same thing with us. Things that we see in life, things that we hear in life, things that we may or may not even be aware of in life, we're surrounded by. And so our position is to be awake to those things, because through the application of being awake, we can use and utilize those things in our lives to work for us, which can help enhance our lives. And that's what we want. We just want really great lives. It's not about the end result. It's about the journey to it. And so many people think it's just about the end. And I tell people, look, if you're looking to make $1 million, to some people that's a lot of money. To others, that's no money at all. But if you were able to get $1 million tomorrow, by next Monday, you would want $1 million more. So you're never going to be satisfied because we never get it done. There's always more. So it's always going to be about the process and the journey. And once we become fulfilled with the unfolding, then we can live better lives.
Absolutely. So when it comes to the book, I heard you earlier talking about you do things in a different way. More so, you keep the business to yourself. The platform is on your website. It's on your platform. How did you get started with doing things like that, making sure you're control of your platforms and your products?
Well, I read a book years ago called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And then there's another book called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. So just these two particular books alone. Well, I'll name one more, Unleash the Giant Within, Tony Robbins. They talked about entrepreneurship. They talked about giving. They talked about of being used to people. And they talked about being selfish enough to care about how you individually feel. And within all of these books, I learned that, you know, the companies that we purchase from, they're pre-existing companies. Like take Amazon, for instance. Amazon, when you purchase something from Amazon, it goes to Amazon. So I said, I want to do what Amazon does. I don't want somebody having to go to a third party to buy something that I've created. So what I designed, I said, I have a website. It's virtual. That means people have credit cards. They can go on with a punch of their credit card. We'll receive the information. I can sign books. I can sign DVDs, hats, clothing, whatever. We send it straight to the consumer. That makes it easy. What it also does is it gives me a personal relationship with my fans, and I love that. I love meeting people in the street who are wearing a shirt or holding a book or has something that they purchased from my website that I've signed, and I get to meet and greet them. That's a personal relationship that I have with my fans, and I love that.
Absolutely. I think we all need to take a breath to really think about this, because we have two authors here, which is me personally. I want to be a mentor to different people. So what advice could you give to the two young ladies? They may have questions over there that, because they're just coming out, they're doing this. Actually, they have two. You have two books and you have one. So what advice could you give to them to move forward with their projects?
What I would say is do what you've always done, which is to continually ask questions, because when you ask questions, answers need to be provided. And it's like when we were in grade school, we asked questions to learn, and then there was a test at the end of the week. Well, in life, we're always being tested. Doesn't matter how old you are, right? We're always being tested. So never stop asking questions. Therefore, you never stop searching for answers, and continue developing and continue growing. And always ask more of yourself than anybody could ever ask of you. That way you'll always be prepared.
All right. Thank you so much. Do you have a question of your own, or do you want, okay.
Okay, so my name is Miracle Johnson, and one of the questions I ask any author is, why did you want to write your book? What made you think that your story was so different? And how did you go about getting it out there and saying, listen, I want to share my story? And what was your thoughts when the first person you met that read your book and walked up to you? What did you say to them? Was it a shocking feeling? Was you know, what was the emotions? I know my emotion. I was grateful, and I still was a little confused, but I want to know.
Well, the thing about when I started to write books was I realized that it wasn't about me. I stand in front of my story only so I can be agreeable to someone else who needs assistance about where they're going. You know, I am living a wonderful life. I have a wonderful life, and I am still growing and unfolding. And so what I've done is I've put my lessons and my blessings in formats like Pregnant with Thought, like Intimate Thoughts and the Spirit of Change, like Ain't That the Truth, where people can read it, and in their difficult times, they can read something the same way I read books that helped me to unfold and helped me be purposeful, and afforded me an opportunity to go in a direction that I desired. So when I hit the bump in the road, I was going, oh, they're going to be bumping the road. You know what I mean? They're going to be a lot of bumps in the road. Just keep going. As long as you keep going, you'll reach your destination. It's when you stop and you keep looking back that, you know, you can miss your blessings.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to pass this along to Miss Vita Ann, the book author, the book diva.
Hey, how you doing? First, I just want to say congratulations on your new book. Just like Miracle said, I like to know the why behind what made you write your book, as well as the biggest lesson that you learned when you were, you know, going through with your project. What was the biggest lesson that you learned from this?
The biggest thing for me was knowing that people needed help, that people wanted help. And it would have been incredibly selfish of me not to write the books, because where I can't be, a book can. You know, I can't be everywhere at one time, but a book can travel anywhere. And so that was one of the main things. And I had learned that because somebody had given me an opportunity by writing a book. And so I thought it's good to be selfish, because when we're selfish, we care about how we feel. But then you don't want to be over selfish where you don't spread your story that could inspire someone else. And the first person that read my book, I think probably was my dad, my very first book. And it was very important because I didn't have a relationship with my father until I was 27. So it was really interesting where a lot of young men go, I don't need a father in my life, or he wasn't there. Really, he's just upset. But if he tells the truth when he's by himself, he really wanted his dad around. And if he has the opportunity to meet his dad, he'll probably yell, scream, kick, and curse, and then he'll probably cry, because that's what he really wanted to do anyway, is to tell his father he loves him, and to be told by the father that the father loves him. So it was important for me because I put a lot of my life, my first book, Intimate Thoughts in the Spirit of Change, is autobiographical. And again, intimate thoughts and the spirit of change. We have to change, because when we don't change, we feel like we're dying. When we don't grow, we feel like we're dying. So it's important to change. I believe come as you are, don't stay as you are.
So now I'm going to definitely do that, because I am in that process of doing all that. But is there any time in that you've ever had a doubt? Because when you give your resume, choreographer, a producer, a writer, you have a lot of, they call this now the serial entrepreneur, but the serial person who has a lot of talent. Did you ever once doubt where you were going, or did you always know, okay, I'm going to start with choreography and then I'm going to move on to this? Did you always know that you had a lot of different skills and talents within you?
The answer is yeah, I'm human. Yeah, I've doubted before. I've went through, many different hardships which helped develop me today. I've gone through heartaches and heartbreaks like anybody, and I've, had failures. I don't think that anybody who succeeds doesn't have failures. A lot of times those who succeed the most fail more than the average because they try more. And there are times where I didn't get out of my bed for a week, because I was in depression, until I got angry enough to go, I don't want to feel depressed. And then I got angry and figured out anger is a step above depression. And then I said, now I've got to change things. And what I found that in life, really, you can't control anybody or anything. You can't control the way people think. You can't control what they feel, and you definitely can't control the way people treat you. But what you can control are your thoughts and your actions. And so many of us get in trouble trying to control somebody else, trying to make things better, trying to build things. No. See what you get, see what you're getting, make a decision about that, and know whether it's good for you or if not. And what I say, if it doesn't evolve me, it doesn't involve me.
Absolutely. Now, I'm going to go back to the beginning days, because choreography, I'm not a dancer, but no one knows this. I really wanted to be a dancer. I really did. I tried it. My sister and I over there, there was an audition. It's funny. There was an audition for dancers and singers. Not necessarily, I'm not a singer, but we said, yeah, we can do it. So we get there, we do the dancing and we're singing, and we do the whole thing. But afterwards, they came to us and said, listen, we played back the tape, and somebody was off key. And I know. I'm going to take the blame, because it probably
who was on key, but the key didn't open the door.
The key didn't open the door, but dancing is what I've always wanted to do, believe it or not, and I still do. I dance any time of the day. So I love to dance. So how did you actually get started? What was the first thing you did to get started in dance and choreography?
Yeah, in my earlier years, I did a lot of dancing in my bedroom because I was on punishment a lot. So, right? So I had to stay in my room a lot. So I made the best out of that time. But, I was able to grow up during a real key time where the Jacksons, James Brown, Tom Jones, some of y'all, I'm going too far back, but I mean, that's what I grew up on. So I grew up on watching Danny Kaye, you know, Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly. And, you know, we had those movies around. And I just used to practice in my room. And to be honest, that was my early dancing days. And to be honest, I really dove deep into choreography. And this is a true story because I used to work with a choreographer who used to choreograph for Salt and Pepper. And I used to dance for Salt and Pepper. And I hated doing the choreography, but I wanted to dance in videos. And I didn't like the way his choreography felt on my body. It felt very feminine. And so I literally just decided to go, I'm a choreographer. And I started practicing my style. And then later on, I got videos like Color Me Bad, Sex You Up that I choreographed, High Five, She's Playing Hard to Get. I did SWV's first videos, which was Right Here and So Into You. And the list goes on. And that's how I got into the choreography game. Actually, my very first music video that I've ever danced in ever was from a rapper that came from Philadelphia, and his name was MC Rel and the House Rockers. True story.
Do you know him? I'm not.
I do know of Rel. That's funny. Wow.
MC Rel in the House Rockers. See, I could have had opportunity.
That's my very first music video that I ever danced in. MC Rel and the House Rockers.
MC Rel, how I'm gonna have to holler at you. I am gonna find you out there.
You can see it. He's on YouTube. You can see the video. You see me dancing in it too, and he sounds exactly like Rakim. His voice sounds exactly like Rakim.
I can't believe I didn't know that Philadelphia history right there. I'm ashamed.
I got you, Philly. I got you.
Yeah, hold it down.
You so busy being a part of Philadelphia history, Shelly. You know, it is what it is. But bruh, all right, okay, off that for a second. When that first check came, homie, what was that feeling?
Okay, so just so you know, I did not get paid from MC Rel and the House Rockers. That was a freebie. That was a freebie. But this is,
There's nothing wrong.
No. But this is what we're talking about, and this is what Think and Grow Rich talks about. It talks about being an apprentice first. I mean, Puffy could tell you that, right? He was an apprentice to Andre Harrell. Okay, so you got to start giving before you could ever get. And I put in years of doing stuff without being paid. But what it did was it sharpened, right, my iron. And then I went in, and I remember the first check that I got was from Lionel Martin, who owned a company called Classic Concepts, and he is the director. Shout out to Lionel Martin. You know, I always give him his due respect because he's the one that started me in the game as a dancer and a choreographer. And I got paid $1,000 to choreograph a video for a guy named Don Newkirk. And that was my very first music video that I choreographed. And the second was for Color Me Bad. It was Sex You Up. And then I did High Five, She's Playing Hard to Get. I got paid $1,000. And that was like $10,000 back then. I was like, I'm getting a G? Like, what? I'm paid right now. I'm making a G, son. You know what I mean? Like, I got paid $1,000 for dancing, and I thought, I like this. You know what I mean? I could get paid for doing what I love, and it's never work when you do what you love. You don't work a day in your life.
Absolutely. I want to get paid for dancing. I still have that dream. Where is my G? Who can I dance for? All right, out there, I'm putting it out there. I want to be your background dancer. I'm not going to sing. But I will dance. That's what I'm going to do. That's definitely what I'm going to do. So, all right. So you are in town. You're promoting for your book, but you're also in New York doing something else.
Yes, I'm hosting an Aquarius party. This is the first of its kind. A tourist hosting an Aquarian, right? Yeah. So Donnie Wahlberg and Ice-T are Aquarians, but they got a tourist hosting with them. So I guess, you know, Aquarians love Tauruses, but it's all good, you know. No Taurus. All right, shout out.
No, I'm an Aquarius, so shout out to all the Aquarius out there, and my sister over there who is an Aquarius. All right, so you're doing an Aquarius party. So do you go all around? Is this like, do you do parties? Is that something you're doing?
All the time. I get called to host all the time, you know, so I'm always appreciative and thankful that people love me, love my face and my voice, and, you know, want to meet and greet with me, and I love hosting. So, you know, it's a lot of fun seeing people turn up. You know what I mean? So
I could imagine.
So Philly, holla at me. Yeah,
Philly. Listen, we putting it all out there. Philly, holla at you. Huh?
Don't call them till y'all hear from me first. Don't mess up my little hosting gigs.
Is that a plug or something? You wanna host the? Oh, okay. I just heard a plug. Okay, is that a plug? Okay, no, listen, huh? Okay, go ahead.
So when I read about you and everything, one of my idols growing up was NSYNC. I was an NSYNC fanatic to the point I still know their songs. Britney Spears. So you're an idol to me because here it is. I thought that they created their moves, and I'm get to sit next to the person that helped them create it. So when you meet people like myself that didn't know you was behind the scenes, and I want to say thank you. Thank you, because I was in there doing the crazy bye-bye dances, and God must have spent a little bit more time driving myself crazy. Those things I'm honored, but even more so for the young men that's around who think they have to be in the statistics or that's pressure. What advice do you give to them? You said stay true to yourself. I tell people stay true to yourself and don't play for the applause. Do it because you love it. That's the biggest thing.
The applause come, like I said earlier today, a lot of people do things for the gram. And if you're doing it for the gram, then you get your just due. It's kind of like in scripture when it says, don't be like the heathens who pray, because they, in public, for they already have received their just reward. You know what I mean? So do it in private, where your Lord knows your heart, right? So, and I'm paraphrasing, but what that simply means is once you understand what entrepreneurship is, once you understand reinvesting in yourself, you'll start caring about you more. You'll start leading your money back to you. And then once you receive it, you'll invest it, you'll reinvest it. And that's just what I learned to do, because you have all of these other places that are kind of like avenues and bridges. Well, I create my own avenue or my own bridge. It's like Will Smith, he has the Overbrook Company, or Ice Cube, he has Cube Vision. Nick Cannon, he has incredible. So all these people figured out, why do I need a middleman? And it's the same thing with me. Like, why I have a website so people can deal with me directly. If there's something wrong, we'll deal with the customers directly. I believe that the customer's always right. Either you like something or you don't. But we will honor, our contract with you because we want to have a relationship with you. This is what this is about. It's about having interrelationships and relationships with people and understanding how to grow and to monetize. We can build our own Black Wall Street. We can build our own blue, whatever color Wall Street you want to call it. But we understand that money is green. But even beyond money being green, which is for life, and this is what I learned, there's a reason that money is the color green. Green is necessary for life. There's oxygen in green. There's alkaline in green. You need green to live. No matter where you go, if you look behind yourself, you'll find green. And I did this study already. No matter where you go, I don't care where you stand. If you look behind yourself, you'll find green because it's a necessary color. And so, I'm very protective about it. It's my favorite color, you know. And so it's really important for us to honor ourselves and our family, our history, and our ancestors, and the work that they did and the work that we must do for the people who will come after us. And that's what's important to me, not to always give it away to somebody else. We got to share, but we got to invest in ourselves. And I'm beyond, and I'm tired of talking about invest in your community and people who look like you. It's talk time is over. It's time to do.
And see, I like that because one of the things I took action on was stop presenting a problem if you're not going to present a solution with it. So I love everything you just said because we hear so many times, like just being broad, the school system is failing our children. It's not just exactly. Yeah. When your child come home, you should help them.
That's right.
Education just don't stop at 2:30, 3 o'clock. Yeah. So I love that you said that. Stop being a part of the problem, presenting it, and be a part of the solution.
Hurt people. That's like an old saying, run. And if you can't run, walk. And if you can't walk, crawl. Just keep moving forward. That's it.
Yourself if you can't do it.
That's it.
All right. I believe in creating opportunities for people, creating opportunities for us. I don't want to be selfish of your time, but I am selfish because I decided, like, listen, I want more of your time. If I have your time right now, we're going to take your time. But I appreciate you allowing us the opportunity to talk to you. Not too many people will give up their time this much. So this is really an unusual thing. People are like, oh, I got to go. It's this. I got to guess. What made you actually do that? Be able to say, listen, I'll take my time out and I'll do this.
Well, I really care. First of all, I'm appreciative to you and giving me a platform and a voice on your show. I'm really thankful to you because you didn't have to. But it's really important that people hear something that's going to make a difference. And, you know, the great thing about film is it's forever. And so hopefully we've all said something that's going to help manifest something in somebody's life that's going to help change their lives for the better. And that's what's important. And you can't rush that. It's in God's time.
Absolutely. So, there you go.
We knew, but we went back to the beginning with the choreography. But where we are now, how can folks get their hands on this book and this product?
Thank you for asking. Very simply, everything is sold directly on my website, darrinhenson.com, www.darrinhenson.com, and I sign all the books.
So you know what you need to do. You need to go out and get it right now. Pick it up. And for everybody, you know, we're going to make sure we're going to get some people in here so you can sign them so they can get to know you and go around. So thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you. And one thing I did learn is I'm actually going to figure out how to get some products and make sure I sell it on my website. I got a few of them, so I need to make sure I'm selling something, right? What are we going to do? We got to do something single.
Make it happen. We're going to make it happen. Yeah.
See, with a team. We got a team here, and I believe, and I thank you for the team. Team Go-Getters. We're on the radio, so this is going to be on TV, but it's also going to be a radio. So we take our video, turn it into audio. So evolveradio247.com, Comcast, we're on Apple TV, so it's going all over. We're gonna do it. Thank you to the team. Team Go-Getters. That's what we do. The genius is in the house.
It's the genius.